I'm coming to you with a warm-up seated sequence that I like for twist preparation. I'm going to show that first, and then I'm going to have another video of showing a build-up twisting flow. It's like a sun B, sun C combo. All right, here we go. So we'll start in a seated position. Now I'm going to face the side so you can kind of get a different angle at it, right? Crossing right leg in front of the left, hands to the front of the knees. Just sitting upright, taking a moment to connect with the breath. And allowing the chin to come down to the chest and the spine to kind of melt back, rounding like a seated cat. And then countering out of that, coming forward, using your hands to grab your knees, drawing the shoulders back, lifting the chest. And then one more time, exhale, we're going to round, holding on to the knees, sitting back behind the sit bones, and then coming through to an upright position as we inhale the arms up high. With an exhale, we're taking a twist to the right. This first twist, bridging up on fingertips. I want to draw the right shoulder back and then squeeze the oblique underneath the right lower ribs, gazing over the right shoulder. Now taking the right arm, it's going to come up and over, crossing over top, grabbing the opposite knee. I like to push the knees down, get the spine to round. And then I'm going to release the left arm and open up to the back wall, spreading the fingers wide, sitting up tall, grabbing a hold of that knee for some leverage in the twist. From here, my right leg is going to extend out to the front. I'll keep my hand on my knee as my left arm comes over top to reach. Foot is flexed, nice deep breath. I'll circle around and down, turning the fingers out as I draw the shoulder back, pushing the left shin into the mat as we lift the hips, opening up. I call this like a morning stretch, kind of a gait variation, and then sitting and switching, crossing the left leg in front of the right this time, inhaling arms up high, and then exhale, twisting on the fingertips to the left, drawing the shoulder back, lifting the chest, squeeze the left oblique underneath the ribs. And then that left arm crosses, tucking and grabbing chin to chest, rounding the back. And then I'll release the right arm and open up, just reaching back. I'll using my left hand to grab on the knee. And then left leg extends as the right arm comes overhead. I keep a hold of my left knee or thigh with the left hand. Circling around to the back, turning the fingers out, drawing the shoulder back, pushing the shin into the mat to lift the hips. Good. Now what I'm going to do from here, anchor through my left foot, slide my right knee onto the mat. I'll bring my knee back underneath, and I'll come around, hands to the front, tabletop position. Okay, so from there we go into our cows and cats, some figure eights, just moving in a real natural, organic way. And then we'll add another twist. I'll bring my left hand underneath my nose. Then the right arm reaches up in the air. Now what happens for me is my hips tend to shift to the same direction of my twist. So I'm going to counter that by moving my hips to the left. Then with the exhale breath, I'll thread. And rather than reaching the arm forward, which does get a side body stretch, I'm going to bring the left palm back next to the bicep. And as I press down, you can see I'm opening up more into the twist. Another deep breath as I press through the palm. And then my left hand's in a good position now to unwind right hand back up in the air. Right hand then goes below the nose, left arm goes up. And I pause here. I notice my hips tend to shift out toward the twist. I'm going to shift my hips back. And then I'll thread. And instead of reaching forward with the arm, I'll bring that right hand next to the bicep to be able to press and use some leverage to twist. Always having awareness down here in the feet, spreading the feet and pressing them down. Right hand is in a great position to unwind, left hand up to the sky. I'll release that, bring the hands forward just a little bit, curl the toes, and lift the hips to downward facing dog. Pedaling the dog, heels toward the floor. From here, I'll step the feet out nice and wide, crawl the hands all the way back to the back of the mat, grabbing elbows, hang, sway, figure eight, maybe up and down, shake or swing. And then as I release my hands, right hand down, bending the right knee, turning the chest to the left. Big inhale breath to open up, and an exhale to come down. Now as I come down, my left knee starts to bend, and with an inhale, my right leg extends, my right arm comes up, and I'm just going to flow side to side. Exhale, right knee bends. Straighten the left. Inhale breath, twist. Exhale, bend the left knee as the hand comes down. Inhale, open up, and we'll go one more time on each side. Exhale. Inhale, twisting left, opening up the chest. Exhale. Inhale, right arm reaches up. And then exhale, I come down. Now I'm going to crawl out into a plank with my feet as wide as the mat. Shoulders are over the wrist. And I'm just going to lower my pelvis to lift the chest. Collarbone spread. So this kind of is active, wide cobra down dog hybrid. From here, down dog wide stance. And I'll bring my thumbs to the front of the mat. Thumbs touch. Right hand reaches toward left ankle or calf. Pushing through the left hand. My heels are pressing out, and I'm rotating under and through. Switching, right thumb touches left, and I reach toward the calf or ankle, whatever you can grab. Heels are pressing out, inner thighs are pressing back. Then I'll return to a downward facing dog. From here, start building the next sequence, which is going to be a sun A twisting. And then we'll build our sun B, sun C combination. So in my sun A, we're going to have a couple twists with this as well. On an exhale breath, walk, step, or hop to the top. Inhale, taking a half lift. Any variation, fingertips, maybe hands on shins. Exhale, folding forward. I have my feet about 2 fist distance apart, 1 to 2 fists. Inhale, we rise. Now, as we come into this open arm twist, what naturally happens for most people is they tend to open the hip the same direction as the twist, right? My hip goes where my shoulder goes. What we're going to want to do is keep our hips in a neutral position. On an exhale, I twist right. So my left hip is pulling back. My right hip is coming forward. Inhale, coming up to center. I like to bring the hand down to twist. And now I have to keep squared in my hips. Back to center, inhale. And with my exhale breath, I want my knees to bend as I come down. So with my knees bent, I'm going to straighten the right leg. Inhale, right arm up. Half lift with the twist. Exhale, right knee bends, bowing the head. Inhale, left leg extends, twisting. Exhale, both knees bend. And then with an inhale, legs extend and arms reach back, palms face the mat. Exhale, high to low, chaturanga. Always option just to skip it and stay in a plank. And then go right to cobra or up dog with your inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. All right, we'll move it with the breath now. On an exhale breath, jumper step. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting left. Back to center, inhale breath. Exhale, knees bend as I let my heart descend. Inhale, straighten the right leg, right hand up. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, left leg extends, twisting left. Exhale, knees bend. And then inhale, flying the half lift, crown of the head forward, fingertips back, palms facing the mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales up. And exhale is downward facing dog. Now you're welcome to flow through that 3, 5 times, as many as you like. And then we'll move on to building the next piece, which is the combination flow of sun B and sun C. I'll put it together in 3 different parts, and then it'll create an entire flow sequence. So let's get to that. Downward facing dog, hips back. Right leg's gonna lift. On an exhale, I'm stepping to the right thumb, runner's lunge. First one, I'm just gonna let my hips kind of settle, maybe straighten and bend. And then low lunge, back knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach up, Anjaneyasana. Pulling in the lower ribs, pressing the back foot in the mat, lengthening the tailbone down, and giving the right hamstring a little squeeze. Exhale, runner's twist. I simultaneously place the hand and lift the knee as the right arm sweeps back, drawing the left shoulder blade back as I push through the hand so my elbow faces my back toes. On an inhale breath, I come to the left knee bends, right hand down, left arm up, side lunge twist. We came here on an inhale, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. I'll inhale again, and then exhale, travel to the front for a runner's lunge. I'm in my correct stance for a high crescent lunge. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale up, exhales down. All right, left leg lifts. Exhale, stepping toes to thumb, precision. Now I move and I shift. And then we lower the knee. Right foot is pressing firmly, Anjaneyasana. So as my tailbone tucks under, my hip points lift and the bottom ribs draw in. A little squeeze of the left hamstring. And then simultaneously, as I place the hand down, my arm sweeps and I lift the back knee, runner's twist. Outer left hip back, right elbow pointing toward right toes. On an inhale, to the side, right knee bends, right arm comes up in the air, side lunge twist. Press through outer edge of left foot. Another breath in. Exhaling to the front, I pivot, heel, toes out, ball, heel out. And then crescent lunge, rising up. Exhaling through chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhales down. All right, we add on the second piece. Right leg inhale. Exhale, step. Same beginning. Lower the knee. Inhale, Anjane. Exhale, runner's twist. Inhale, side lunge twist left. Exhale to front. Inhale, crescent lunge. Now this is modified crescent lunge or 90-90 lunge twist. So I ideally want both of my knees bent 90 degrees, open arms, nice and wide. Now notice if you're dumping into your lower spine, pull your hip points up, press your right knee out, and then we're gonna spin around to the side. Inhale. I call this a functional twist. Toes are pointed to the long edge of the mat. I'm gonna bring my right hand across to my left toes. I don't wanna fall to the thigh though. I wanna stay open. I allow my right hip to come down, and then I lean back. So it's much more functional rather than trying to level the pelvis and create a perfect spinal twist. I allow my body to move in a more functional, natural way. On my next inhale, rising back up. And then exhale, warrior two, facing the front. Making sure that I pivot from the heel of the front foot and the ball of the foot on the back. So I have this longer stance. If you're leaning forward at all, bring the back hip down, nice upright spine. Reversing the warrior, keeping the front toes relaxed. Exhaling, hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Left leg inhale. Exhale, take a step. Same beginning. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, runner's twist. Inhale, side lunge to the right. Exhale to the front. Inhale is crescent lunge. And then exhale, 90-90 lunge twist, a modified crescent. Try to level the pelvis, that right hip pulling up and back. Knee out just slight. And then I rise and turn to the side. Now the functional twist, you'll notice here, I don't level my pelvis. That's intentional. I reach down and across the body to rotate. Making sure you're not leaning forward over the knee, spine still extending. Inhale, coming back up. And then exhale, pivoting, heel back, toes front, warrior two. Hip points always lift, back hip down a bit. Reversing the warrior, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. All right, we'll add on just a little bit to the end of this to make it more of a sun C. Right leg inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, runner's twist. Inhale, side lunge twist left. Exhale to the front. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, 90-90 lunge twist. Inhale to the side. Exhale, right hand, left toes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, warrior two. You see it becomes a flow already. And then I reverse warrior. Now we add triangle pose. Straighten the leg and reach. Natural tendency is for people to drop the shoulder in and sit the hips back. So I want my top hip pressing toward the left side of the mat as my right shoulder rolls back. The legs are active and engaged. I don't even need my hand. And then we reverse the triangle. I keep the lifting and engaging of the quadriceps. The next thing I want to make sure I do is press that back hip down, because if I don't, I pinch. I want to lower the back hip. Reversing triangle, side body stretch, not a back bend. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Left leg inhale. Exhale. Same beginning. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, runner's twist. Inhale, side lunge right. Exhale, runner's front. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist. Inhale to the side. Exhale, left hand to right foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Reverse warrior inhale. And triangle the addition, exhale. So bottom shoulder back, top hip toward the right side of the mat. Knit the bottom ribs, keeping the legs active and engaged. Back hip can come down as we come up and back, reverse triangle. Exhale to the mat. Now we have our flow. Inhale up, exhales down. Here we go. Moving with the breath, everything connects. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, step. Inhale. Exhale, runner's twist. Inhale, side lunge, twist. Exhale to the front, pivot. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, modified, 90-90 to the right. Inhale. Exhale, right hand, left foot. Inhale, up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Reversing the warrior, inhale. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Left leg inhale. Exhale. Low lunge inhale. Runner's twist, exhale. Inhale, side lunge, twist to the right. Exhale, crawling to the front. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend and twist. Inhale to the side. Exhale, left hand, right foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Triangle, exhale. Reverse triangle, inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale is down. Invitation on your own. 2 or 3 more rounds. All right, guys, that's a flow. You got the warm up. You got the sun A. You got the sun B, sun C. Everything you need in just a few minutes. Enjoy it.